Hello, Finchley.
Hello.
So I really want to thank you guys for being here as the audience, because let's face it would be quite fucking weird if you weren't. So lately, a few people have been asking me how many gigs I've done, which I think is not unlike asking someone how many people they've slept with. So it's kind of like. So obviously I'm keeping a list on my phone to keep track of the gigs. God knows about the other number. I'm kidding. I actually only slept with 3 people on Saturday. So my mum thinks that I should stop talking about sex so much in my comedy sets, and that I should stick to observational material more. So today I'm going to talk about sex. So I recently did a little. I wrote my first novella. No big deal. It was just a little vanity project. I basically rewrote the book 50 Shades of Grey to appeal to my own fantasy. I actually called this version 1 Shade of Grey, and in this version, she says no thank you, he respects that, and the end. It's a good light read if you were like going on holiday or something. So I've got a new boyfriend. Woo! I'm in love. Not yet, but you know. And he's like really, really a kind and decent human being, and I fancy him. This never happens, according to my normal taste. I just fucking love dickheads. As in, show me a dickhead in all his like resplendent, shitty glory, and I run a mile toward him, and then I teabag him, or something like that. But it hasn't always, does someone just go, "Aw, teabag is great." Actually, I'm just gonna, was not part of my set, but I just want to fill you in on a little tip since I've got 7 minutes and I don't think I've actually written that much. Has anybody ever heard of a ball jacuzzi? So anyone who's like, no one's heard of this. It's a genuine thing that I'm now going to try now that I'm in a relationship. I genuinely didn't write this, so who knows where this is going. Where you get, you fill a teapot with water, maybe like lukewarm, but not too hot, because that will actually burn. Have your man just dunk his balls in the teapot, open lid, and then you just blow through the spout to make the balls. That's genuinely a thing, and I can't wait to do it. Anyway, that was a bit of a I digressed. Okay, so where was I? Dickheads. Yeah, it hasn't always been dickheads. My ex, before my current man, was nice enough. He was even a bit of a mummy's boy, meaning that we had to hang out with his mum a fair amount, but that was cool. She was nice, she was warm, she was welcoming, but there was always this slight air of like, I wanted to fuck my son. Yes, an incest joke. So I'm kind of like adjusting to non-single life at the moment, and I must admit, it is a bit of an uphill struggle not being a raging slut. This morning I had to go and get the morning after pill, and the woman behind the counter in Boots kind of looked at me and she was like, "Did the condom break?" And I was like, "Did the what break?" So sue me, I fucking hate Johnnies. I think it's like taking a bath with socks on, to be honest. And the pill is in the one you take every day for a month. Forget that, it really fucks me up. You know the horror film Carrie? Right, so if you think of like every like gruesome and just downright fucking bizarre event that happens to that poor girl throughout the entire timeline of that film, roll that into one day, and that's a day in the life of me on the pill. It's really not worth it. Just ask anyone I've been in love with. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm obviously I'm looking into alternative contraceptive methods. I hear anal's a pretty good one. It's a real pity. I find it such a struggle. I was talking about my anal struggle at a gig genuinely the other night, and the heckler from the back was like, "Try harder!" Because I like to step up to a challenge. I was like, I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks to have a go! And this is with the new boyfriend, but I omitted that last bit of information. And I realised very quickly that it sounded like I was going on some kind of overseas rehab facility for people with anxious arseholes, which I'm not. But yeah, anal, it's gotta be more reliable than the contraceptive method I'm using at the moment. That's the pulling out method. Interestingly enough, it's not listed on the NHS Choices homepage. But you know what? I do want to have kids one day. Like, I think it would be a lovely thing to do. Am I ready? No. I think like a large part of knowing when you're ready to have kids is looking at the number in your bank account. But when I looked at this morning, in fact, I opened my most recent bank statement. I was like, ooh. And it looked back at me and it was like, Elle, you can only afford to swallow kids. A semen joke. I don't know why I'm singing all my jokes, it's really silly. But yeah, it was pretty much confirmed to me last week that if and when I do decide to reproduce, I'll probably have kids by a cesarean, which is incidentally how I came into this world. So I was at my GP, having a checkup, and she goes in with her forceps and shines, and that's actually the noise everyone's vagina makes when you open it. And she shines the torch and she's like, is anyone alive out there? No, she didn't. But she had a look in and she was like, oh, I can see your tonsils from here. She actually did say that. And she's Peggy Mitchell from EastEnders. No, but then she did this amazing thing where like she was sort of exercising all her professionalism, confidentiality and discretion that I'm pretty sure the NHS likes its staff to exercise when they're working. She looks in again and she's like, oh, you don't half look like your mother. I was like, yay! Pin-sized vaginas are hereditary! I know that's dodgy. But one of my friends is pregnant, right, on purpose, and she's throwing a baby shower. She's American, so she's a baby shower, and so she asked me if I would for the baby shower. Sorry, I realised that porn voice probably isn't quite suitable for the subject matter, but she asked me if I would come up with a gender reveal game for the baby shower, and so I was like, okay, cool, I'll do it. So I came up with this. Have mummy-to-be hold a piggy bank upside down, shake it, and if £1 comes out, it's a boy. 85p, a girl. Yay! Feminism! Thanks everybody, I've been out.